Here we are, folks, driving up to drone paradise, the Scottish Highlands, with the Mini 3 Pro. In this video I'll talk you through our first flight live as it happens. You'll be able to see how the drone flies, see a bunch of functionality in action, and hopefully learn a little bit about cinematography and photography along the way. It is, after all, what you do with the drone that counts. When the original Mini came out, it was an unbelievable achievement. Just holding a 249-gram drone in your hand was mind-blowing. But there were some compromises. It wasn't very powerful, it didn't have obstacle avoidance sensors, no intelligent flight modes as a consequence, no colour profiles. Quite a lot of stuff was missing. Now with this Mini 3 Pro, we get pretty much all of that. Are we compromised in any way, shape or form? Do we need to think about some of those more expensive drones? It's going to be a kind of case-by-case scenario based on your requirements, but I'll get this up in the air and show you how it goes. A couple of interesting design features worth pointing out. First up is that we don't have a huge amount of clearance here. That's to be expected with a very small drone. It kind of sits on its belly. So I would definitely recommend you have a takeoff landing pad. I'm going to take off from this mound of moss. If something goes wrong, it's pretty soft and squishy. The other thing as well is we have a new design here at the top that allows for tremendous upward movement of the gimbal. So let's see if we can find some creative ways of taking advantage of that new flexibility. Down into the corners with both sticks. So far so good. Yay, up we go. Okay, it was a great takeoff spot. I knew it. The first thing I'm noticing is how quiet this is. I think I'll hit record now so we can see what's going on here. We've got it in autofocus, which means when we press record, it should focus if it hasn't already. If you have any doubts about that, then touch the screen to get focus. You can switch into manual focus, of course, by tapping the autofocus button there. Hold it down if you want to access full manual focus controls. I've got the controller in normal mode here. We have Cine and Sports mode. Just get a little look at how it handles. Pretty rapid, it has to be said. I'm flying it a bit closer to myself than I would recommend. Now let's have a look at this obstacle avoidance for a second. So when I point it at myself here, you can hear the obstacle avoidance having a bit of a freak out. Can I fly it closer to me? No. Right, I'm pushing full forwards on the right stick, it won't fly closer to me. Good news. I'll turn it back round towards you. Obstacle avoidance stops beeping because we don't have sideways sensors. I can fly it into myself sideways. I'll just check these backwards facing sensors. Yeah, beeping away, that's good. Can I fly it backwards into myself? No. Full backwards on the stick there. Nice. Got the 24mm field of view on this drone, fairly standard for DJI drones. Let's see what that gives us in terms of our pointy mountain. Look at that beautiful wide angle there, absolutely amazing. I'm going to double check focus there, just to be on the safe side. Focus on the mountain, looks pretty incredible. Now we've got auto exposure settings there. I like to shoot with manual exposure, so let's tap on the auto there. We go into our pro settings, as it's called, 1/2500th of a second shutter, fixed aperture f1.7, white balance 5500, ISO set to 100. Can we take some nice shots? Let's fly this. Right, up we go. Now I want to try out that new range of gimbal motion. Let's see how far up we can actually point this gimbal. Very far up. We can almost point the gimbal to the sky. That is crazy. How about we fly forwards and tilt down to reveal the mountain? It's a slightly unusual thing to do on a drone, but I like the sound of it, so let's try it. Oh, right, when we fly forwards there, the gimbal tilts down a little bit. I guess because the drone is leaning forwards. And we'll start to bring in the tilt down reveal. Here it comes. Gently on that gimbal wheel, revealing the mountain. And we'll just ease out ever so slightly. Oh, ever so slightly, not too bad. Yeah, that's cool. That's a great option to have. Be sure to head down to the description and download yourself a copy of our DJI drone comparison chart. It will really help you decipher all of these specifications. And while you're at it, if you haven't done it already, get yourself a copy of our free ebook From Drone Zero to Drone Hero, 37 tips to get you flying like a filmmaker. Now I'm seeing there I'm flying forwards at full speed and I'm getting about 10.5 meters per second speed. Let's fly backwards at full speed, see what kind of speed we get. Just want to get a sense of the power of this drone. Okay, we're obviously flying backwards into the wind now. We're achieving 8 meters per second. Let's do a similar test in sports mode. Right, we'll fly forwards at full speed in sports mode, see what kind of rate we can get up to. Okay, 14.6 meters per second. 14, oh, are we going to hit 15? Not quite. Battery full load. Okay. Getting a warning, in fact. Okay, so we're hitting anywhere between 14 and almost 15 meters per second flying forwards there. Let's fly backwards at full speed. See if the wind makes any difference there. Flying backwards at full speed. Okay, we're getting 15 meters per second there. Nice, I'm quite impressed with that actually. Because one of the concerns is that this drone would be a little bit underpowered compared with the Air 2S, for example. I mean, it's definitely less powerful, but it certainly gets the job done. It is very calm here, in fairness, today. Right, let's try some intelligent flight modes, because that is one of the cool new additions here with this drone. Because we're still on autofocus, I think I'm going to focus there on myself just to be on the safe side. Now, you may or may not know, but on these focus track options, you draw a box around your subject, and in my case, it detects me, a human figure. We have active track, spotlight, or point of interest. Active track is the one that a lot of people focus on because the drone follows you, and it's very, very cool. It's not actually my favorite. I think the best mode here is spotlight, but we'll talk about that some other time. So let's click on active track. Trace just means it's going to follow me. So let's try just that. How's it doing? Is it a nice smooth follow? I hope so. This is Active Track 4.0. We're not going for full crazy Active Track 5.0 that was introduced on the Mavic 3 with kind of mixed degrees of success. 4.0 is the tried and tested system. I love it. We get great results with Active Track 4.0 on the Air 2S. I suspect we're getting good results here as well. Let's switch this around to parallel. Does the drone move position to follow me sideways? No. If I bring the drone around to this side and just fly back a little bit, give it a bit more space. Okay, there's the obstacle avoidance sensors. Right, that's a pretty nice shot. Okay, I'm going to just take it up a little bit. Up a little bit. That's too much. See, I don't like when the camera always just points down at the subject. Let's try that though. I'm going to walk and see if it follows me parallel now. Yes, beautiful. Okay, I'll put the controller at my side so it's not so obvious that I'm holding the controller. What a location, what a day. This is drone filming paradise, it really is. Absolutely love this stuff. Yep, the drone's still up there. Is it smooth? Well, you tell me, I'll have a look when I get home. And I just want to give you a little flavour of why I like spotlight mode so much. It's just like having another person there filming for you. I'll hide this controller at the side here. I know the camera's just going to rotate around and follow me. This is the most basic version of spotlight. But it does it absolutely beautiful. The tracking is absolutely fantastic. As I say, it's tried and tested, and we reveal new parts of the scene as I walk past here. If I do this in reverse, let's say, for example, I was doing a piece to camera, you're doing a travel vlog or something like that, and I want to talk about this pointy mountain here in Scotland, and I'm explaining the facts to it. Now we're starting to reveal the location. We've got some kind of storytelling shot. It's so much better than me just standing in front of this location. I've got point of interest set up now, but we really do need to be careful because we don't have sideways obstacle avoidance here on the drone. I think what I'll do, see the difference light makes? We're pointing the camera at the sun there. The sky's a bit blown out. It still looks good, but I think we'll turn this round and reverse it the other way. Reverse the trajectory. I like the illumination of the mountain there. It's more balanced exposure. I don't have sunlight on me admittedly, but the shot still looks pretty good. Right, now as I walk, this is still going to track me as a subject, but we're revealing the mountain in the background there. And yes, I can confirm it looks absolutely fantastic. So we're showing 27% battery. Let's get back to the camera. I can't emphasize enough how quiet this is. I absolutely love that. There's nothing to be gained from drawing attention to yourself when you are flying a drone. That was absolutely fantastic. I mean, who's not going to enjoy flying a drone in conditions and in a location like this? When I landed, I think I had about 18% battery left. We've got 17 minutes of footage there. I'll double check the recording here to see exactly how long the drone was in the air for. Pretty decent flight time, all things considered. Okay, you can see my location here. Pretty scenic, as you can imagine. And that's me flying it in normal mode. I'm about to fly sideways into some grass. Wow, that was close. Nice, easy manual control though. Bit of experience admittedly. And I'm doing this nice, gentle rotation manually. I don't even have this in cine mode. It's pretty cool. Nice handling. Gone are the days when things just used to dive around like crazy. And it was very difficult to actually fly these drones. Certainly in nice smooth arcs anyway. And one thing that we can do with this drone is shoot portrait video and photos. So we need to stop the recording there, press that button and it flips it around into portrait. It's not something I intuitively would do. I'm not that kind of content creator, you could say, but I think this could definitely have value for some of you. Here in the photo modes you can see we have single photo, 48 megapixel, bracketed photos, burst photos or timed shots. Let's go with bracketed photos for now because we have some blown out highlights there in the sky. I think we'll go with 5 bracketed photos and check with your settings if you want to at least capture raw photos. You give yourself some more flexibility in post. Autofocus is on, auto exposure, that's fine for now. Let's take that bracketed photo. Tick, 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 tick. Cool. Okay, now since this is a drone, let's get up in the air a little bit. I think that's a nice thing to do, isn't it? Interestingly though, we've lost that foreground element in the form of the stream, so it's not always a good thing to fly up high in the sky. I want to shoot a raw panorama, so let's go into our photos here and we scroll down to panoramas. Nice. We have sphere, 180 wide angle or vertical. I'm going to go with wide angle. Nice big kind of squarish photo, 9 snaps stitched together. Again, you want to double check that you are shooting raw. Here you can see that the output option where it stitches it all together itself, JPEG, but you can save the original raw photos. I'm going to go with auto exposure in all of these photos. I know that's probably, strictly speaking, not what you're meant to do, but I think for panoramas it can be quite a good way of doing it actually. So let's go and take that panorama. Since we're up there, let's have a go at the sphere. And that concludes our first flight with the Mini 3 Pro. I hope you enjoyed following along, maybe learnt something, or at the very least got inspired to go out and do more with your drone. Do stay tuned for lots more content coming soon.